Happy lunch hour, guys. Okay, so another day, another train off the tracks. Yeah, we got another one up in Detroit today, Van Buren Township. I guess a few cars came off, and we have one train that has one car that has hazardous materials on it. Fortunately, from everything I've seen, at least at this point, noon, there is no chemical spill. So we'll see what happens. But I got a question, and I mentioned this the other day. We listened to Biden and his State of the Union. The infrastructure bill. We're rebuilding the infrastructure. All this. Remember, we got heated sidewalks and bike lanes and the Michelle Obama trail. Really, those are the infrastructure bills we need. How about fixing the railroads? Okay. Now, I'm going to give you this. We are mid-February. There have been over a dozen derailments so far this year. Okay. I mean, obviously, we've got this one. This is the second one in Detroit this month. Okay. There was one back on February 1st. You've had 3 in South Carolina. You've had 2 in California. You've had 1 in Pennsylvania. Then you've had 1 in Alabama, 1 in Alaska, 1 in Louisiana, 1 in Texas. Okay, at least those are the ones that I can find. 12's a lot, right? I'll give you this. I didn't know this. Want to know how many derailments we average? From 1990 to 2021, there were 1,704 derailments a year. Not total in that time. Each year, that's the average, okay? You start doing the math, 365 days. That's about 4 a day. Now, if we got an infrastructure bill, let's work on fixing something that's big time probable. Because if you think about it, I'll give you this as a fact. There are, same period, an average of 388,000 semi-accidents a year, okay? But we don't hear much about those. Why? Because it's one tank of one thing, okay? Not a whole, you have hazardous materials move on trucks, don't get me wrong. But it's one. Okay, it's not 15 trucks strung together or whatever that has done it. Okay, the fatalities that you get are minimal. I think it's 11% of truck accidents have fatalities. So, again, that's 5,000 fatalities in all these truck accidents, which is still a lot, don't get me wrong. But you're not wiping out cities with truck accidents. But think about this. If there's a car accident in your town, maybe it makes the local paper, okay, provided you're in a little town. It's buried on, section E, page 6 somewhere or whatever it is about a car accident. If a plane goes down, that's headline news for a week in every paper, in every city, in every country, all over the place, okay? It's the mass casualty events or the big events that get the press. Did any of you have any idea that we have 1,700 train derailments a year? I sure as hell didn't. Okay. Which brings up something really good. Why in the hell are we transporting all this hazardous material amongst trucks? Or I'm sorry, amongst trains? Seems to me a whole lot better idea would be a pipeline. What excuse are you going to use not to have a pipeline to transport some of this stuff? It's not safe? Gee, tell that to the people in East Palestine today about how safe it is to transport them on trains. It's not profitable? Tell me how profitable it is for the cities, the businesses, the small businesses that aren't selling anything this week, that people aren't going to work this week in East Palestine. Tell me how profitable it is for the railroad companies to have to rebuild rail lines and cars and everything like that for the railway. Oh, that's right. They really don't care, because who are the biggest owners of the railways? Oh, that would be Vanguard, BlackRock, everybody's favorite there, Larry Fink. Okay. They don't care. It's all about making money. The story that I speculated on is now starting to come true, as we're hearing on shortcuts being taken in maintenance on the East Palestine train. And that was the reason for maintenance and inspections. And that was the reason why we're hearing this now. But why, with all this infrastructure crap that we keep hearing out of Washington and all these billions of dollars that we keep throwing at the problem, why aren't we fixing what's broken? Why are we creating more stupid stuff? Okay. Nobody gives a damn about a Michelle Obama trail. Okay. Nobody gives a damn about heated sidewalks. Okay. But I think a lot of people, Detroit, South Carolina, Ohio, Texas, Oklahoma these days, yeah, they are kind of concerned about trains falling off the tracks. And gee, is my nice little home in the country, I mean, mind you, East Palestine's only a town of about 3,000 people. We're talking rural area here. Okay. My nice little home in the country is now kaput. All right. Ground destroyed. You know, my air quality sucks, everything. Can't live there anymore. Why aren't we spending our infrastructure money there? Why are we still hearing stories about things being safe when anybody and everybody will tell you it's not? Okay. Go look at any of the videos on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, wherever you've got an account of people who are there. I've watched a bunch of them about people saying the problems are happening. I have yet to find a single video, not one, where an actual resident of the town says, oh yeah, I feel safe. This is no big deal. Every one of them is in there going, it stinks. I can't breathe. My chickens are dead. My fish are dead. Whatever would be. This is what needs to be done. If Washington wants to get off their ass and do something for the people, fix the railway system. 1,700 derailments a year? Did anybody know that? I didn't. Okay? They don't tell us this stuff. If you go digging, you'll find it. The only time this comes up is when we have some sort of major disaster like this. Remember the deal with Boeing and the 737 MAX? We had a couple of plane crashes with those, right? They shut those down, okay? Those weren't allowed to fly. And it was what, about a year and a half or so before they fixed whatever the problem was in the airplane, because, you know, you'd have a couple of hundred people die. But we're having 1,700 derailments a year, and nobody, not two airplanes, 1,700, and nothing's getting done. Somebody explain to me where the priorities of Washington are, because they sure as hell ain't in our safety. They sure as hell seem to be in padding people's pockets.